just watching a little anime. But before I start getting ready for bed, I wanted to touch base on like fairness. I feel like a lot of people complain like how unfair life is, but in my opinion, I feel life is completely fair. You know, like like no one has a perfect life. You know, like even rich people, like they probably got shit like they wish was different about their life or like shit they regret. But like from all the struggles and like people I've met, enemies I've met, all the trials and errors I've had to overcome, I've learned that like at the end of the day, nobody has a perfect life, and you might think you have a terrible life or like you might think you're struggling right now, but I bet you, all right, over 50% of the time there's somebody else pretty damn close to you, or maybe it's in your neighborhood, or maybe it's your next door neighbor, or maybe it's your friend, you know? But there's always going to be someone that's got it worse than you are. And I feel like, at least my generation of people, I feel like we need to be more grateful of what life is giving us, or what we have accomplished in life, or what we have been given in life. And I guess just be overall like grateful, Like a lot of people that have never moved or like traveled a lot. Like for example, people that have always lived in the US and they've never been like outside the country. Like if you ask them like what do you think of Africa or like India? They'd probably say stuff like, "Oh, they're super poor and like broke and like I could never live there. I mean, the people there, they live in grass or whatever." But like Africa is actually a pretty wealthy continent. Like people there aren't that broke. I mean, yes, it's like people here. Like there's some broke people here, and there's some broke people there. And like India, there's some broke people there and some rich people there. But like it's all more like population. Like you think about it, Africa is a huge continent, bro. Like America, the US, bro, it's a country, not a continent, bro. There's like a huge different people. Same thing with India, bro. Like India is huge compared to the US. But like when I think about my life and like how far I've gotten, and not just like in fitness, but like in terms of like my friends and my family and like working hard to try to accomplish more than what I'm like out to be, like I'm trying to become a fitness influencer, or I'm trying to like be a personal trainer, try to make my own business. But like when I think about all that and all the opportunities I have, like there's so many people out there that wish they had what I had. Like people from here, like my friends, etc. Like I'm probably broke compared to a lot of friends that I have. Like I have nothing, you know? But like if you had to rank me like worldwide, I'm probably at the top, bro. Like I'm probably one of like in percentage, I'm definitely not broke, bro. Like you think about it, like a lot of people, like I probably have more money than most people, than like an average family, like in America or just like anywhere. And that's not even funny. Cause like that's just how the world is, Like you have people that just like make like a load of money like online doing video games or making content or pornography or whatever. And then you have other people that just like work their asses off with their hands, like construction workers and like etc. And they don't make anything, And that's just how it is. Like life just straight up is fair, bro. Like you might be like, "Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair," but like it is fair though. Like when you actually think about it and how it's like set up, like life gives you what you work for and what you want. All right. She's making a shit ton of money doing pornography because like that's what she wants. That's what's giving all that money. All right. You could do that too, but I'm assuming you don't want to. But like I always try my best to like live out my day like trying to be grateful for even like the smallest stuff, Like this morning I woke up and like I realized I didn't have eggs, so like I couldn't like have my protein intake or whatever. And like, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I got kind of annoyed. I was like, bro, why don't I just like get some eggs this morning? Like, what the frick, dude? And then like, the only reason I ran out is because my mom was out here helping us up to my eggs, and I was getting all upset. But like, bro, really? Like, you're gonna get upset over some eggs, bro, when there's somebody out there starving to death? Like, I still had like chicken in my fridge. I had broccoli. I had rice. I had all this other food I could be eating. But I'm over here throwing a fit because I was missing 4 eggs, bro. Like, stuff like that really be pissing me off. Not from like other people, but like for myself, you know? Like, I feel, excuse me. So a lot of people don't know that growing up as a kid, so I'm from Africa, and when I came to the US, life was not as it had been expected. It was completely like freaking night and day difference. And from all those trials that I had to grow up in, I've been in like 6 foster homes. I've met a lot of terrible people during the way. I've also met a lot of kind people. And from that, I basically had to learn people. You know, I've had to learn the different types of people, the different ways to cope with different peoples, you know? Like I used to be I wouldn't say I used to have like anger issues, but I used to be like the type of kid that like wouldn't talk and wouldn't express my feelings. I hated people. I mean, I still hate people, but like I work with them better now. But like you get to learn like, oh wow, so you do this different, you do that different, you do this different. Oh wow, that's crazy. I'd rather do this too instead of this. You know, like I've been in homes where it's like completely trash. Like it just smells like dog shit and like piss and there's like trash all over the place. And I've been to some really nice houses where you're like, holy crap, you guys are just average people with all this. There's so much money. It's like, you know? But like, you really get to experience, like, I got the opportunity to experience like a whole different life as just one person, you know? And it gives me a great idea of like what I'd want to do as a dad, you know, and how I'd want to raise my kids, or like how I'd want to be like a better brother to my siblings. Like most of my siblings, I won't be able to see until they're 18, or like they won't be able to meet my parents until they're 18. And I mean, I'm not putting it upon myself to like be the parent, but I want to make sure that when my siblings are old enough to see my parents, I have the energy and time to be like, hey, dude, let me show you around, man, you know, or like introduce them and try to make it work and try to like, obviously we're not going to be a perfect family because they already have a whole different family, you know. I don't really like to say that because it's a little unfair, you know, especially to my parents. Like, could you imagine going, so imagine yourself as an American, right? You go to, let's say you go to Africa. Let's just flip the sides, okay? Let's say you go to Africa, right? Your family's struggling here because you have a little bit of money, but the currency there is amazing, right? And you're like, okay, we're gonna take, I don't know, 200,000, and we'll have a good life there. You go there, but like you don't know English, bro. I mean, you don't know any African languages. You don't know Swahili or you don't know Kinyarwanda, right? You get there and like people are trying to help you, but there's a shit ton of people are trying to use you because they know you got money, right? And you don't know if they're trying to use you or if they're trying to be helpful because you just don't understand, right? So you go on, you're losing money, and now you're down to like $100. You're trying to make it work. You get a job, but it's hard because you can't keep the job because you don't understand the language. And at this point, you can't trust anybody because anything else from then until now, it's been just complete shit. And not only have you lost a ton of money, but you're starting to regret going there because now you feel like the life there is now worse than the life that you had here. Because at least here you could speak the language, you could go to work. It was hard, but like you were making it. But now you don't know nothing. You know, you're basically like a little bird in a flock of eagles, a little duck trying to fly with eagles, you know? Like you just don't belong there. You're trying to fit in, but it's like you really can't get it. That's basically how it's been like for my family, you know? And on top of that, imagine you have like shit, 6 kids, maybe five, and you gotta take care of all those kids, and your wife can't work because, well, who's gonna take care of those kids? You don't want to just live in with a bunch of Africans, right, that don't speak English, right? For all you know, maybe they like to eat white people, but like that's just how it's been, you know. And as crazy as it sounds, I think my life as far as I've lived out now, I think it's been a blessing. I used to hate my life because I used to blame myself for what happened to my family. Because when we got here, I was the first to learn English, and I was basically like the interpreter, and I used to blame myself so much. I mean, it's not really something I like to tell people, but that led me to a lot of trauma and a lot of grief. Mostly religiously, because I lost a lot of faith in God because I was like, how can a man so perfect and so like all this, how can I give my life to someone and then expect something great and then just have it all like completely twisted and turned around and just like it's like you just shoved it in my face. That's how I grew up feeling my whole life. But and because of that, I've had relationships that didn't work out because of my lack in faith. But I don't blame them. And it's not just like I didn't believe for no reason. I used to go to church all the time, read the Bible, all this, but like my lack in faith started from regret and grief and blaming myself for what happened to my family. But as I grew up and got to hang out with other families and other kids and like got to know all this different stuff and slowly got back into like reading the Bible and really like trying to get the word of God and like asking questions and all this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still have a lot of questions. I would say my faith in God now is basically it's bigger than a mustard seed. Before it was like bigger than a watermelon because I was just a kid. I didn't have much understanding, but I loved it. I was all in about it. And then after everything else, it was like a mustard seed, but now I'd say it's like bigger than my just mustard seed. So I'm getting there, and I have the will to like I have the love to want to learn and know more about him and know why my life it is the way it is. But when I look around, on my parents' house, I get to live in the basement. I don't pay rent. I don't pay anything. I work. I keep all my money. I do help out sometimes when they need it. But like there are kids out there that can't do that. Like there are literally kids out there that live by themselves at like 17, 18, and they're having to pay like $500 a month just to like freaking live, and nobody else cares about them. Like I am actually blessed when I think about it. Like my life would have been so much worse, you know? Like what if I had gotten adopted, but like I had stayed with like a family that hated black people, and on top of that, like they're just like dirty people. Like they smoked and a lot and had like bad hygiene. Like it could have been worse, bro. I've thought about this shit. But like I've been with some really great people. I've traveled, I've been outside of Grand Rapids. I've been outside of Michigan. I've been in Puerto Rico, Florida. Um, Not very many kids my age have ever went outside of Michigan or went outside of where they're from. I've had so many great opportunities, and my goal is to not just have a better life for my kids because I feel like that's what everybody wants to do. I want my kids to understand that there's more to life than what you think there is. Because I feel like people, again, I feel like people aren't, I feel people are kind of blinded by what they see in front of them instead of like the bigger picture. Like, there's a lot of ways you could kind of interpret my situation, you know? But like, I love my life. I mean, I'm not saying that if I drop dead right now, I'd have no regrets, but I would be happy. Like I wouldn't be sad. Like like my life, like when I think about it, my life is good, bro. Like I'm not rich, but I'm not broke. I'm not homeless. I'm not struggling. I got a nice futon, I got TV, I got a whole freaking computer system. I got food in the fridge and freezer right now. Like I got a phone, you know what I'm saying? I got a collection of shoes I barely even wear. I've had, like my life is good, man. But forward, I'd like to improve my life more than it already is. And I'd like to start by inspiring not just fitness, but I want to inspire kids my own age or kids that are having like a hard life to really like try their best to look look out into the bubble that they're in, you know? Because you might be struggling. Maybe your parents, abuse you. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I was a kid, like it's just how all African parents I guess punish their kids. I wouldn't say I was abused, but as a kid, as an 8 year old or 6 year old, thinking of it now, I would say I was abused. But I try to discuss this with my parents, and that's not how they remember it. So again, that's just like I was an 8 year old like memory, But I'm happy, and I would like other kids my age and other people are older. Like you might think your life is hard right now, or you might think your life is hard today. Maybe you had a little bad day and here and there, but that's just like a little scratch, bro. That's a pebble. That's probably like a sand block of like how bad your day is. Someone out there has a whole mountain of like how bad their like day is. There's probably somebody out there who's probably never smiled in their life because like life just sucks that much. There's probably somebody out there that just maybe they're blind and they've never even seen the world. It's like you just got to be more grateful. There's always worse. That's what I found out. There's always worse and there's always better. That comes with people too, you know? Like there's always going to be worse and there's always going to be better. And like the best thing you can do is just don't live out your day as if it's your last. I feel like I don't really like that quote because when you're living every day like it's your last, you're kind of rushing. You're rushing your life. You want to experience life. Okay, that's how you learn from it. So I don't want you to live every day as if it's your last day, but I'd like you to start living your life as though you're not just living it for yourself, as though you're living it for someone else. Like maybe you're living for your mom for how much work she's done for you, or maybe you're living for your dad for how much support he's given your family, or maybe you're living for your future family, or you're living for your dream, or you're living for whatever it is. You want to live for something so that you can grow and improve and learn new things. And you got to think of life as an adventure. I think as humans, we've made that hard for ourselves. All the different rules we've put in and like all the stuff, and it makes life not fun when you're out here making $20 an hour and your rent is 500 and your phone is 300 and your car insurance is freaking 300 or 400. That makes it hard, but you really got to try your best to, you know, do the best you can, enjoy life, try to see beyond the bubble. And once you start thinking like that, once you start realizing how precious and important life and time is, you'll really start to be more grateful of what life has given you, Because life gives you what you work for, not what you wish for. Like for so many years, I've been wishing I was a pro bodybuilder, one of the best in the world. But look at me, I'm right here. Nobody even knows my name. But I'm working, I'm putting in the work, the hours, the time. I'm investing into a personal trainer, and my goal is to do every single thing I could possibly think of doing to reach that goal. So that when my time comes and I gotta leave this world, I have no regrets. Even if I don't achieve it, I won't have a single regret. Because I'd have done every single thing that could possibly prevent me from achieving that goal that I could, So at the end you can only do so much is what I'm trying to say. But anyhow, I wanted to do like a little progress check. I've been sick. My job has been kind of killing me. I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is like kind of deep. But somebody said they kind of like my voice like that, like deep. I don't know. Maybe I have like a really like. They said that my voice is like my normal voice when I'm not sick. It's like a playboy, white boy, black wannabe, somewhere in that line. That made me kind of sad a little bit because like I do get it. Like being black and growing up in like white families, you don't really have like the original like slang you would as for say if I was born like in the hood. But like when you're black and you're born in a white family and you go to a black school, like when you're at school, bro, you're trying to be black. Like you're trying to fit in. That is your only mission, bro. Because if you don't fit in, they're gonna bully the shit out of you. And then when you get home, you don't want to sound all ghetto because they're white and they probably don't like ghetto people. So then now you're out here trying to like fit in with them. And it's like, oh, it's just like brain draining, you know? But basically that's how I've had to live my whole life. So sometimes when I'm like talking to people, you know, I might sound a little white, you know, I might sound a little like whitewashed or white scratched or whatever. And then other times, you know, I might sound like I got issues. But like that's just me, bro. That's, you know, person, you are who you hang out with. You know what I'm saying? You are who you hang out with. And I've hung out with a lot of different cultures, different peoples, and that's led me to have, it's called something. It's some like personality thing. But like I just moved in this neighborhood and I got I just made like a black friend, right? And he tells me he's actually been in the hood, which I don't know if I believe it or not, but he sounds pretty, you know, ghetto. He's pretty ghetto. He's kind of crazy, honestly. But like when I'm with him, bro, and I like hear the shit I'm saying in my mind, I'm like, bro, I'm like, calm down, bro. You're not even like that. And then when I'm with my white friends, I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, if you don't fucking stop sounding talking all that nonsense. But like it just is what it is, you know. You can only be so perfect. But also, I did just find out I'm not 5'7". I'm 5'6". Last year, I found out I was 5'6". The year before that, I was 5'8". So I don't know if I'm getting shorter, if the doctors are just fucked. They can't do their job. But hey, one thing I am trying to work on though is my confidence, bro. Like I got like no confidence. Like my hairline's all weird. My parents all think like it's, my African parents think it's like good, like it makes a man more manly when their hairline looks like that. And then my white parents, they think it's fine. They think it's always been like that, bro. My hair is not always like that. I've seen some pictures from me like in 5th grade, bro, or like 7th grade. I had a crispy hairline, bro. But anyways, I'm gonna do a little pose. Kind of show you guys where I'm at. I haven't lifted in like a week, but that's because uh I'm thinking of getting a different job, and I'm also investing a lot of, some, not a lot, but a little bit of my money into buying some stream setups so I can start streaming and really like start interacting with you guys more, and kind of I'd like to show you guys like who I am, you know, like what makes me me, you know, like I love to laugh. I'd love to share that with you guys, and I'd love your guys' support to not just reach my dreams, but kind of spread my word, you know, really advise other kids like myself who've been through what I've been to, even those that haven't, to, you know, don't forget to chase your dream. Don't forget to be alive. Like my dream, like me chasing my dream is what makes me me, you know? Like some people would be like, "Oh, bodybuilding is not all there is to life. Like the gym isn't that. Like there's more to life than just lifting." But like the truth is, I love bodybuilding, bro. Like if I don't go to the gym, unless there's like an other ulterior motive behind it, like unless I'm sick, or literally, unless I'm sick, if I don't go to the gym, I will feel depressed. I'll feel lonely. I'll feel disappointed. I will like be hella bored. And it's like the same thing with like, I feel like NBA basketball stars. I feel like if a professional like LeBron, let's say if like LeBron didn't play basketball or he didn't touch a basketball for a whole day, I bet you he'd feel pretty lonely. I bet you LeBron never goes a full day without touching a basketball. I bet you on that. I bet you 100 on that. If anybody can find that out. But anyhow, this is what I look right now. A full week of not hitting the gym. Um, you could probably kind of tell though. I've been just like eating a lot of food, but my stomach right here, like the side, is definitely hanging over my underwear, or my underwear is just like squeezing the air out of me. But like it's not bad. I mean, the lighting sucks trash, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm definitely trying my best. You know, I still got, like, you're not gonna lose all your muscles if you just don't lift for 1 week. You know, you're actually benefit more for resting for a week because your body really like rests. So I'm gonna rest up, figure out my life a little bit. I gotta figure out how much money I gotta invest to get a personal trainer, cause like I'll be 20, I'll be 20 this December, and my goal is to go pro by the time I'm 21, 22. And then, you know, like I don't want to rush. I'm not trying to rush my life. It's what a lot of people say. They say don't rush your life. You have a long life to live. But like I want to live my life as though I'm rushing it so that I accomplish more. You know, that's just how I am though, you know? Like I don't feel like I'm rushing it. Um I like having achievements, goals, bucket lists, and there's a lot I want to do, places I want to be. I don't want to do it all now, but I'd like to do whatever I can. I want to take care of today's thing today and then tomorrow's thing tomorrow. That's basically what I'm all about. So, I got to go cook me some chicken, get this shit down, and then see what's up tomorrow. But man, try to live your day, bro. Try to enjoy life. There's so much more to life, you know? Like depression, bro. I don't even believe in depression, bro. Like you can be depressed, but there's three things why you could be depressed, bro. One, you're depressed. Three, you're depressed. And four, you're depressed. Did I say two or did I say three? Either way, you're depressed. And the only thing that can help you with that, bro, go hit the weight room. Go hit the gym. Go get some canes. Forget about women. Forget about money. Forget about smoking, vaping, drinking. Just, bro, go do some benches. Go bench for 30 minutes. Go home, take a shower, and see how you feel after that. You call me back and let me know if you're still depressed, all right? Or if you don't like lifting, go for a jog. Make it like a daily routine, bro. Make it a lifestyle. I'm telling you, bro, you will not be depressed. Literally, if I was a counselor, bro, I'd be like, okay. Wow, very interesting. I'll give you a workout routine. I'll be like, if you're still depressed, please come back to me. Bam. I'd be the best in the world. I'd have clients all over the globe, bro. All like, bam. Oh my gosh, this is me 1 week. Yes. Ah! Peace out.